Google spent decades controlling the internet. Search, advertising, information itself. It looked untouchable. For more than 20 years, Google dominated the digital world so completely that most people stopped questioning it. If you wanted answers, you used Google. If you wanted visibility online, you depended on Google. And if you wanted to build a business on the internet, chances were Google controlled part of your success. At one point, the company processed billions of searches every single day. It wasn't just a tech company anymore. It had become the infrastructure of the modern internet. But then, something changed. In late 2022, a relatively unknown company released a product that shocked the entire technology industry almost overnight. That product was ChatGPT. And for the first time in years, Google started to panic. Because this wasn't just another app. It wasn't another social media platform. And it wasn't another Silicon Valley trend. It was the beginning of a completely different way of interacting with information. To understand why this moment was so important, you first need to understand how powerful Google really was. Google's business model looked almost unbeatable. The company controlled search. Search controlled traffic. Traffic controlled attention. And attention controlled money. Every time someone searched for something online, Google became the middleman between people and information. That created one of the most profitable business systems in history. As more people used Google, the algorithm improved. As the algorithm improved, more people used Google. And over time, the company expanded far beyond search itself. Google bought YouTube. It dominated online advertising. It controlled Android, the world's biggest mobile operating system. It owned maps, email, cloud infrastructure, and massive amounts of user data. For years, Google wasn't just a company. It was the internet itself. And because of that dominance, most people believed nobody could realistically challenge it, especially not a small artificial intelligence company called OpenAI. OpenAI was founded in 2015. At the time, artificial intelligence was already growing rapidly, but most people still viewed it as something futuristic, something distant, something experimental. But inside Silicon Valley, many people believed AI would eventually become more powerful than the internet itself. OpenAI was originally created with a very ambitious mission: to develop artificial general intelligence safely, before it became dangerous. Some of the biggest names in tech were involved early on, including Elon Musk and Sam Altman. At first, OpenAI wasn't focused on dominating the market. The company positioned itself more like a research lab than a traditional business. But over time, that changed. Because building advanced AI required enormous amounts of money, computing power, and infrastructure. And eventually, OpenAI partnered with Microsoft. That partnership would change everything. For years, Google believed it had a massive advantage in artificial intelligence. The company had the talent, the data, the infrastructure, and some of the best AI researchers in the world. Ironically, many of the breakthroughs that made ChatGPT possible actually came from Google researchers themselves. But despite all that, Google moved slowly. OpenAI didn't. And that speed changed the entire industry. When ChatGPT launched publicly, the reaction was immediate. Millions of people started using it within days. Students used it for homework. Businesses used it for productivity. Programmers used it to write code. Content creators used it to generate ideas. And suddenly, people realized something important. Instead of searching through 10 blue links on Google, AI could simply give them the answer directly. That idea terrified Google, because Google's business depended heavily on search behavior. If AI changed how people searched for information, it could threaten the foundation of Google's entire empire. Reports soon revealed that Google had declared a code red internally after ChatGPT exploded in popularity. Executives inside the company reportedly viewed OpenAI as a serious threat. And for the first time in years, Google looked vulnerable. The pressure became so intense that Google rushed to release its own AI products publicly, including Bard, which would later become Gemini. But there was a problem. OpenAI had already captured the public narrative. People associated AI innovation with ChatGPT, not Google. And in technology, perception matters more than most people realize. Because once people believe a company is leading the future, momentum starts accelerating fast. Investors follow, developers follow, media follows, talent follows. And suddenly, the company that looked unstoppable starts reacting instead of leading. That's exactly what happened to Google.